the person to lead the Democratic Party back to the White House. A simple letter from President Joe Biden has thrown the Vice President, Kamala Harris, into uncharted waters. Breaking right now, the AP says that she has half of the delegates she needs to secure the nomination. This just 24 hours after the president bowed out.
On Wink News at 4, we're bringing you team coverage. Wink News anchors Claire Gauld and Chris Safadi are talking to Florida delegates, Democratic delegates, and telling us about the history that could be made if Harris is the Democratic nominee. Let's start our team coverage with anchor Claire Gauld. Claire, if not Harris, who are the delegates considering?
Amanda, no one. It is Kamala Harris all the way. All of the delegates I talked to today agree that the vice president is the best person to ascend to the top of the Democratic ticket. And they all told me that they agree that President Biden's decision to drop out of the race is what is best for the party and for the country. Robert Geltner treasures his Biden-Harris 2020 campaign T-shirts, hats, and flags. He told me the people elected Kamala Harris 4 years ago. Said Democrats backed her again when they supported the president in the 2024 primaries. And the Lee County delegate believes Harris is the clear choice now that the president is no longer seeking re-election.
She'll get out there. She'll have to do the job of selling her case. She knew yesterday, she said, I'm going to have to earn this nomination. And she is.
Harris has Joe Biden's endorsement. Geltner said Biden's words hold meaning with Democrats nationally and here locally.
She's already raised $50 million. She already has 32 senators who endorse her, 73 House members, and at least 10 governors. So she's well on her way. I know on our delegate meeting last night, it appeared that the vast majority of the Florida delegates are supportive.
Charlotte County delegate Marvin Covey backed that up.
I think I'm pretty locked into Kamala Harris. I just, I'm concerned about who the number two is going to be. I've heard the governor of North Carolina would be a good choice.
Republicans claim the Democrats are in chaos. The party has no official nominee for president, no nominee for vice president. Their convention is in less than a month. And former President Donald Trump leads Harris in most national polls.
Are you concerned that Donald Trump is up in the polls right now and the Republicans seem to be completely uniting around him?
I think there's a lot of dissent there. I think that's going to change just in the next few weeks, and especially after the convention.
I think there's 4 months to go. That's a long time in politics. Even a week is a long time in politics, as you can see from what happened in just this last week.
Now, in just the last 90 minutes, former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi joined President Biden and the Clintons in endorsing Harris for president. But not all big-name Democrats are on board just yet, like former President Barack Obama, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Now, on Wink News at 5, I just spoke with Congressman Byron Donalds, who finished up his questioning of the Secret Service director about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. Back to you.
All right, Claire, thanks. Well, pushing our team coverage forward, Wink News anchor Chris Safadi. And Chris, Kamala Harris made history 4 years ago, becoming the first woman, first black person, and first Asian American to ascend to the vice presidency. Now she's trying to make history again.
Absolutely. The 59-year-old from California began her career as a prosecutor, winning statewide office in 2010 to become California's Attorney General, then winning a coveted Senate seat in 2016. 3 years into her first term, she made a bid for the Democratic presidential nomination, and after she dropped out, she was tapped by Joe Biden to be his running mate. As vice president, Harris has been tasked with leading efforts to address migration to the southern border. That made her a target for Republican critiques. She's also been the administration's fiercest advocate when it comes to reproductive rights. As for her Democratic supporters, it's been positive. Even Nancy Pelosi, less than an hour ago, as we said, endorsed Harris. Many Democrats say they want to see her take on Donald Trump sooner rather than later.
She has been a strong leader on the national stage. She is someone that's going to be a unique candidate when she goes up against Donald Trump.
Here's where we stand. Harris can't officially become the nominee until more than 4,600 Democratic National Convention delegates have their say. Looks like she's about halfway there right now. An open convention is still possible next month if there are challengers. On CBS Mornings, independent Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia called for other candidates to emerge but ruled out himself running. At the same time, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson questioned the legality of Democrats switching candidates.
it would be wrong and I think unlawful in accordance to some of these states' rules for a handful of people to go in a back room and switch it out because they don't like the candidate any longer.
Harris's campaign says it took in nearly $50 million from grassroots supporters just yesterday. That's the biggest fundraising total for any candidate this year. Wink News' Campaign Central. Stay here as we keep you up to date with what the Democrats are deciding to do about a candidate. And coming up on Wink News at 6, hear what the Florida delegates believe is Harris's greatest strength. Back to you.
All right.